Security, escort this gentleman out, please.
Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
Item 31.
All right. Item 31 is a resolution of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, calling for a special city election.
Councilor Erpenbach, would you like to lead this discussion? Or?
I can certainly just make a statement about it. It basically is the resolution that would set the election for the snowgates petition. It would set it for a date in May of 2013.
Very good. Those are your comments?
That's my comment.
Very good. Folks, this is an opportunity for you to engage the council before the council begins their work on this topic. I've been asked by the City Council just to relay a couple of thoughts before you come forward. First of all, City Council would like to manage the length of the public input to 20 minutes per viewpoint. Secondly, as we always do, we limit the commentary per individual to 5 minutes or less. We'd like you to coordinate your remarks so that you avoid duplication. And what that means is that rather than just relaying the same comment time after time after time, I think you'll find it more productive if you can coordinate your efforts to talk about the various topics involving this tonight. Also, stay on topic as best you can. Example, tonight's the topic that Councilor Erpenbach just touched on, it is about an election date. It's not on the pros and cons of snowgates, it's on the election date. So been asked to remind you about that. And then lastly, but probably most importantly, we just ask you to stay cordial, stay respectful, stay professional. That's probably the thing that we would ask the most. We've tackled a lot tougher issues than this one in this hall, and we've never had an issue with that. For example, clapping, jeering, booing, outbursts, they just do nothing to support what's going to happen here tonight. So again, welcome. We're certainly pleased to have you here. If there's anybody who is in support of this, we'd ask you to come forward.
Mr. Mayor, I have a quick question. You mentioned that the City Council wanted to limit this to 20 minutes. Can I just clarify, it's not the City Council, but the leadership of the City Council, is that fair to say? Because we never talked about this in City Council.
I received a note from council leadership that my understanding was to all of you, and I received no commentary after that. So, Councilor Erpenbach.
I would just remind council that this is something that we do with those items that are similar in nature when it comes to, we know we expect a lot of input, we expect a lot of the same information over and over again, and so we have done this on a regular basis. It did not start with this council. It has started and been a practice of this body for many years previous. If council has objections to it, number one, it did go out as a message to all council that this was going to happen. Number two, if we want to discuss it now, we certainly can, but that becomes a point of order and you need to deal with that in that manner.
I'm just going to, if I could just briefly respond. The 8 years I was on the council, we didn't do this.
I would beg to disagree.
I was on the council.
As a citizen, I watched many times when
I was on the council.
The mayor would control it then. It wasn't council, it was mayor that would control it.
Well, folks, you're going to get an opportunity to see what the mayor has to do here tonight, and that is to basically try to coordinate this meeting as best I can, to try to keep it civil and professional. And with that in mind, again, we're certainly very pleased that you're here. Please come forward, introduce yourself to the people of Sioux Falls, and then we'll go from there. Councilor Bach.
I just wanted to thank you. I don't have questions. I was just going to make a comment. First, I wanted to thank all of the volunteers who worked to get the signatures for this petition. You are examples of democracy in action, and I truly appreciate your willingness to participate in the process in this way. Thank you, sincerely. I also want to thank all the people who signed those petitions. You, too, understand that government works best when we all get involved. You know that old saying, things get done by the people who show up. Thanks for showing up. I fully understand that what you folks really want is to have snowgates working in Sioux Falls. In other words, you want to win the election we're being asked to schedule, correct? My friends, your campaign is an uphill battle if you can't answer the questions that voters will have for you. Among those questions will be these questions from this voter. First and foremost, there is no money for snowgates or the operation of snowgates in the 2013 city budget adopted last fall. So my questions are, how will the city pay for the operation of snowgates? And frankly, how much money are we talking about? These guys can't tell us at this point. Voters are smart people, and they will want you to answer specific questions about new fees to cover this massive new service. Second, who will actually own the snowgates? Galen has kind of talked about maybe we would own them all, and maybe we'd lease them out to contractors. There's different ideas for how that would work. If we hire so much private equipment to do our snow plowing, does the city have to then instead buy new graders to replace those that are privately owned? And voters are going to want to understand the full impact of the cost beyond that $5,000 or $6,000 per snowgate purchase price. There are far more costs than just buying the actual equipment. And then this one's my personal question. What will my street look like after a couple of real Sioux Falls snows, when snowgates are used every time the city plows? This voter, and many people like me, appreciate curb-to-curb plowing and the safety of wider, cleaner streets year-round. These are just the questions off the top of my head tonight. You can't answer them, and your campaign can't answer them, because we don't have the answers for them yet. I know you don't just want an election for the sake of having an election as fast as you possibly can. I know you want to win that election. It is extremely difficult to win an election when you can't adequately answer the questions of voters. For this reason, I am going to vote to help you get those answers before we have an election in April of 2014. Thank you.
Y'all come back now, dear.
What kind of morons run this outfit?